students, do you want to be in the top position of the company? Do you want to be the master of corporate law? Do you want to advise board of directors? Then easiest way to get there is by becoming company secretary. Yes, company secretary is the person who makes sure that company is complying with laws. Now we individuals needs to follow a lot of rules and regulations. Can we just be however we want? No, there are certain laws that we have to follow. And when we don't follow, we have to pay fine. Similarly, every single company needs to follow a lot of laws, rules, regulations. Now, who is the person who makes sure that the company is following laws, rules, regulations? It is the company secretary. Now, the founders of the company focus on the management of the company. They will not look into the legal aspect. They will not check what are the legal requirements the company needs to follow. That is being taken care by the company secretary. That is why company secretary is the backbone of a company, because without company complying with laws, without the legal requirements, company will collapse. So this is a very, very reputed profession, the profession of company secretary. So this is the video which covers in detail everything you need to know about the course company secretary. Yes. So the very first question that is there for anyone is, what is the scope of this course? What is the scope of company secretary? So as per the data, there are over 73,000 registered company secretaries in India, with approximately only 12,000 in active practice. And driven by economic growth and governance standards, India is expected to need around 1 lakh company secretaries by 2030. It is, look at the number. There are around 73,000 company secretaries and we need such huge number. So this is the demand of the company secretary and supply is very limited. Whenever supply is limited and there is huge demand, definitely that course has great scope. So this is the scope of company secretary. The scope is extraordinary. This data tells you what is the scope of company secretary. And among this number, there are so many company secretaries who are not active. So you have great chance to be great in this profession, because India needs company secretaries. So many companies are coming up. So as the company grows, company secretary grows. So we need a lot of company secretaries. Now, this is about who is a company secretary, what is the role of a company secretary. Now, what will I do when I become a company secretary is the biggest question. As I mentioned earlier, company secretary makes sure that company is complying with all the laws. And whenever any doubt the director has about the legal requirement of the company, who is the person who advises the board of directors? It is the company secretary. And the beauty of this profession is you can be an employee in the company as a company secretary, or you can have your independent practice. So there are so many people who want to be their own boss. They don't want to work under someone. So at that time, you can have immediately after you finish your company secretary course, you can have your own practice, be an independent professional. So this is a professional course which has great scope, great value in the future, in the market. Yes? So the next important question, how to become a company secretary? Now, after 12th and after graduation, it is segregated that way. First, those students who have finished 12th standard, so you can pursue this course only after you have completed your 12th grade. So after your 12th grade, let's say you have started your graduation and still your graduation is not completed. At that time, if I want to become a company secretary, what is the procedure? First is the first level, that is level 1 CSCET, second level CS Executive, third level CS Professional. After 12th, if you want to become CS, you have 3 level exams. Okay. Next, let's say you have completed your graduation. After you have completed your graduation, you don't have to give this first level. You can directly give the second level, that is CS executive, and then you have to give your final level, that is CS professional. Okay. So after graduation, 2 levels. After 12th, 3 levels. Now, what is this all levels? Let us understand. First is level 1, that is CSEET. How many subjects you have? You have 4 subjects. Each subject is for 100 marks. In this 4 subjects, one subject is your MCQ paper and other 3 subjects is your descriptive paper. Okay. And in that 4 subjects, you have 3 theory paper and 1 practical. Okay. And also one more thing, those students who enjoy theory more, this is the course for you. Then comes your second level, CS executive. I hope everyone is clear with the first level. 4 subjects, each subject 100 marks, so 400 marks. Then is your level 2, CS executive. You have 2 modules here, module 1 and module 2. You have in total 7 subjects. Each subject is for 100 marks. So in total it is for 700 marks. Module 1, 4 subjects. In that 3 theory paper and 1 practical. In CS executive and CS professional, all are descriptive paper. There is no MCQ pattern. In your entire CS level, there is only in CS CET 1 subject is MCQ, rest all is descriptive paper. Okay. Next comes your module 2 in the CS executive. 3 subjects, 2 theory paper and 1 practical subject. This is your second level. Clear? 7 subjects in total, 2 modules. Then comes the last level, that is your CS professional. 2 modules again, total 7 subjects, same pattern. In module 1 you have 4 subjects and in module 2 3 subjects. In CS professional you have all theory papers. If you want to choose, you can choose among the elective paper any practical subject. Okay, I will tell what it is. Among those 4 subjects you have one open book exam. Yes, so you can take books to your exam hall and looking at the book you can answer the paper. So you have one open book exam and this is elective where they have given multiple options. You can choose any one and give the attempt. And in the second module, 3 subjects, again in that one open book, and then that is also elective where they have given option. If you want to select any practical subject in that, then you can select practical subject. Or if you feel theory is your strength, you can select theory subject. Okay. So this is the structure of your syllabus. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Clear? Now, in level 2 and level 3, you have 2 modules. Should you give both module at a time? No, there is no compulsion. You can give one module or you can give both modules at the same time. If you are someone who wants to aim rank, then you have to give both modules at the same time. You can't give one module and get a rank. If you want to get a rank, you have to give both modules. Okay? Yes. Next, how much do I have to score if I want to pass? So score minimum, you have to score, you have to score minimum 40 marks in each subject, but aggregate should be 50%. Simple. So you can score, if you are choosing one module, at that time you can score minimum, you have to score 40. Aggregate of that one module total should be more than at least 50%, minimum 50%. But if you are giving both groups, score minimum 40 marks in each paper and together along with module 1, module 2, that is together along with all the 7 subjects, you have to score 50%. This is one advantage what you get if you take up both groups. Clear? So aggregate should be 50%, total aggregate. If you're giving one module, among the total subjects of one module, aggregate 50%, minimum 40 in each. If you're giving both groups, among all the subjects of both module together, aggregate 50%, aggregate of minimum of 40 in each. Okay? So this is one thing. And then there is a very interesting concept of exemption. What is this? Now you have to score minimum 25 in, let's say a student has scored minimum 25 in each subject, and in one subject the student has scored 60 plus. At that time, such student gets an exemption in that particular subject, and you don't have to attempt that paper in the next attempt. Okay, understood? So among 4 subjects, let's say in one a student has got 25, and in other paper the student has got 30, 40, 50, like that. And in one paper the student has got 60. At that time, as that student has scored at least 25 in all other subjects, and in one subject he has scored 60, so at that time he need not write that paper in the next attempt. He gets exemption. Okay, so you can plan your paper so beautifully because of this exemption and all. So this is about your all 3 levels, how much do you have to score, and the concept of exemption. Next, how many attempts are there in a year? If you are giving your CS CET, you have 3 attempts in the month of Feb, June and October. As of now, there are 3 attempts. If you are giving your CS Executive and CS Professional, there are 2 attempts, one in June and the other in December. Okay, when you give an attempt in June, you can expect your result on August 25th. And if you have given in December, you can expect your result on Feb 25th. This is the standard result, standard pattern that has been followed from years. Got it? Okay. Next, there is something called as articleship. Now see, you have completed your level 1, or if you directly have come to level 2 after finishing your graduation, you have finished your CS Executive. Once a student finishes CS Executive, that student is eligible to do articleship. Is this articleship optional? No, it is mandatory. Every student needs to do. It is a part of the course. Okay, if you want to be a CS, you should have completed your articleship. Now, what is this articleship? It is a paid training program for 21 months. So for 21 months, either you can get trained under a practicing company secretary. As I mentioned earlier, either CS can have his own practice, that person is called as practicing company secretary, or you can get into employment, work as a company secretary in a company. So you can get your articleship done either from a company or under a practicing company secretary, where for 21 months that particular company secretary, your trainer, will be training you. So that it is a very nice method where that person will guide you on how to go with this profession. So this is the concept of articleship. Now, when to do articleship? You are eligible to do articleship only after you have completed your CS Executive. But there is a very beauty in this. What is it? Do you have to wait for articleship to get over and only then take up your final level CS Professional? No. Along with your articleship, you can finish your CS Professional exam as well. So you're done with your first level, done with your second level, and immediately you can take up the third level along with your articleship and be done with it. Okay, this is one very nice thing that is there. Now, when is membership given? Very important. What is this membership? Oh, you will be given a membership when it is a unique ID. So after you have completed your articleship and after you have passed all the 3 levels of exam, that is after you have passed your final level CS Professional and you have completed your articleship, you will be given a membership ID. That time you can say you are a company secretary. Got it? You can have CS behind your name. So that is the membership. So to get the membership, you need to have both completed your articleship as well as pass CS Professional exam. All right? Yes. So is there any age limit to pursue the course CS? Definitely not. Any person of any age can finish CS, can do CS at any age. There is no age limit at all. What is this ratio of investment to return? This is very important. Now, when I am investing money, I want more return than my investment. Only then it is worth pursuing that particular course. So let's say you choose to do MBA. How much money you are investing? Lakhs of money. And what is the return that you will be getting? It again depends from the college you take up and all of those criteria. But here, the amount that you are investing to pursue the course company secretary is very less. And considering the return that you get, and more than that, you would also get the money while doing the articleship. So it is great return that you will be getting. Considering this investment to return ratio, return is a lot compared to how much money you are investing. So this is one biggest advantage why a person has to pursue this course, because with less investment you get great return. And at that time you might tell, ma'am, MBA, it is a post graduation. So there is a news for you. What is it? As per the notification, your University Grants Commission, UGC, has recognized the company secretary qualification as equivalent to postgraduate degree. So, considering CS qualification as postgraduate degree will benefit our members in all the following, in the following manner. You can go through this notification. So now CS degree is equivalent to post graduation. So definitely, considering the amount you are investing, you are getting your postgraduate. You are also becoming a postgraduate. Along with that, the return that you're getting is insane. It's great return. Salary is great. We will cover salary and everything in a separate video. So in this video, our focus is on anyone who has any doubts about the course company secretary. Should I do or not? What are the 3 levels that are there? How many attempts are there? All of that is covered here. So ICSI is the board, Institute of Company Secretaries. So they conduct the exams. You can go to ICSI, get yourself registered and pursue this wonderful course. You don't have to worry about the scope and anything, because as on today, there is great demand. Anyone who says there is no scope, nothing that way, you have only seen now these days the companies that are coming up is insane. Now every company needs to get incorporated. Now who will do all the procedure? Who will do all the process? There cannot be a better person than company secretary to do that, because company secretary is the master of corporate law. You have your company law. Who has the best knowledge of company law? It's a company secretary. So this is the course that you have to take up if you are interested in law. If you want to be in that position where you also want to practice, you want to be your own boss, you can have clients, and the market is great. How much practicing company secretaries we need? We don't have that much. And even those who are there, are they well skilled practicing company secretary? Even that is a question. So, and there is one more thing that I want to tell you about this course. The beauty of this course is whatever you are studying, okay, in all the 3 levels, whatever you are going to study, the same thing you will be applying in your profession as well. In so many times, whatever we study something and we work something different. There is no link between the both. But the beauty of this profession is whatever you study, it's the same thing you apply in your profession. So every single subject is structured in such beautiful way, because that is one of the amazing thing of this profession, I would say. So this is about your course, Company Secretary. I hope you all got a good idea about the course Company Secretary and why it is your chance to register and become a Company Secretary. A wonderful profession, the profession this is the future, I would say, because good governance, good corporate governance is the future. And for that, who is the person who will be handling all of that? It is the company secretary. So the scope of company secretary, no doubt, it is great. Yes, students, this is all about company secretary. And anything else that you want to know, please put in the comment section. We will address that. All right. Thank you. Do like, share, subscribe to the channel.